Hello, beloved learners. It is teacher Shoppi Eria from Una Education Services. I welcome you all to our lesson today. And in today's lesson, I'm going to be covering single column cash books. In my previous videos, I discussed the bookkeeping systems and I discussed very well the single entry system. Now, under the single entry system, we have there are four cash books. We have a single column cash book, a two column cash book, three column cash book, and a petty cash book. Now, in this lesson, I'm going to be discussing for you a single column cash book, its format, and its components. And then in my next lesson, I'm going to give you a worked out example on how we prepare a two column cash book. Okay. A single column cash book is one of the subsidiary books that records transactions in the single entry system. These are cash books that record only cash transactions, that is to say cash receipts and cash payments in a given period of time. A single column cash book only records cash payments and cash receipts. It has only one column in the amount section. I'm going to be showing you that in the format. So in the single column cash book, we are going to only be recording transactions of cash and cash payments and cash receipts, tracking transactions, the business received money and the business spent out money. So it records that. We have a note here: all cash transactions that bring money into the business are also called cash receipts, and these are recorded in the date side. It is also called the receiver side. Now, all transactions in the business that bring in money into the business, we are going to be recording that on the date side or the receiver side. It is the left hand side of the single column cash book. A single column cash book is rather a cash account because it records only cash. So transactions like sale of old vehicle, talk about loans and all of that, any transaction that brings money into the business is recorded in the date side or receiver side or the left hand side of the single column cash book. Then all cash transactions that draw out money from the business are recorded on the left on the credit side. It's also called giver side. It is also the left hand side of the cash book. So all transactions that draw out money or that make the business spend out money are recorded on the credit side. It's also called giver or the left hand side of the cash book. Now, all transactions that bring in money are recorded in the debit side or the receiver side, and all transactions that draw out money are recorded in the credit side, rather the left hand side of the cash book. Let me share for you the format of the cash book, how it looks like. Our cash book looks like this. We have the format of a single column cash book. The date side, this is the left hand side of the cash book, and this is the right hand side of the cash book. The date side is the left hand side and the credit side is the right hand side of the cash book. So transactions that bring in money into the business are going to be recorded on the left hand side of the cash book. Are going to be recorded in the left hand side of the cash book, this side, the date side. So all transactions here bring in money into the business, and all transactions that draw out money into the business are going to be recorded on this side. It is also called the credit side. You're seeing it is on the right hand side of the cash book. So I'm going to discuss these details. We have the format here and we have its details. We have the date, the details, the folio, the amount on the date side. Same thing, we have the detail, the date, details, folio on the credit side. So I'm going to discuss for you the details here, what it means. Okay, we have seen on our single column cash book these components. The date column. Now, the date column records the period when the transaction took place. Talk about, let's say it was, sold goods for cash on January 25th, 2026. meaning on the date side you're going to write that date, meaning it is when the transaction took place. So it is applies on the date and the credit side. So the date records the period, the date, the month, and the year when the transaction took place. That is what we post in the date column in the single column cash book. Then we have what you call details. It is also, we always even write as particulars. It shows the type of transaction which was made, whether cash inflow or cash outflow. For instance, purchases, sales, etc. So the details records the particulars of the account. If let's say we purchased goods for cash, let's say 100,000, meaning the details we're going to put purchases. That one becomes our detail. If we say cash sales of, let's say, 100,000, meaning our details are going to be cash. If we say bought furniture, meaning furniture becomes our details. So this records the type of the transaction carried out in a specified period of time. Then the folio, it is also called invoice number. We always use invoice number when you're preparing books of original entry. So folio number or the invoice number, this shows the page number in the receipt book on which transactions are recorded. Just know that in businesses, every transaction made is recorded, and it is always recorded in receipt books. So receipt books always have those folio numbers. They help the business people to track transactions being carried out in the business. So they're going to be having folio numbers you're going to be having folio numbers in our transactions. Okay, then we have what we call the last section. All these sections are on both the date and the credit side. So we have amount. The amount shows the volume of money received or paid out in a given period of time. So this one records the amount of money or the value of money spent out if it was, let's say, a credit, and then money received if it was a date. In my next lesson, I'm going to discuss a worked out example about the single column cash books. Thank you for listening. I advise you learners to go and download learning materials from our website, Una Education Services, and also visit our social media platforms. Thank you for listening.